Hello and welcome back to the Dune Minute Podcast, your place to dive deep, minute by minute, into the cinematic adaptation of Frank Herbert's world of Dune. I'm one of your hosts, Zach.
And I'm John.
And we are back on this lovely last Tuesday of season, I guess it's technically season 3.
Well, that's just because you fucked it up with
I didn't fuck it up.
You fucked it.
I didn't fuck
it's
it
fine.
up.
It's fine.
Well, we had to name it for the dang ass freaks at the podcast place.
Yeah.
They needed our summer school to be separate from the first movie, so that had to go into season 2. So this had to be called
technically,
season 3.
all of our prophecy coverage was season 2, and then we just lumped the summer school shit into that.
True.
Could have made it season 0.
They don't do that.
Oh, all right. Well, fucking goddamn.
I told you, man. They're dang ass freaks over there.
Dang ass freaks. This is season 2 of the Dune Minute.
This is movie 2 of the Dune Minute.
Yeah.
On our final Tuesday of movie 2 of the Dune Minute, we are we are, of course, talking about minute 156 through 157 of Dune Part 2, and we finally get to hear what Paul had to say.
He was charged up, ready to go, and then our minute got cut off right there. Mm-hmm. You know what? At least it wasn't, in these final minutes, a mid-sentence cutoff.
We do get some nice dividing minutes of these last. They threw us a bone.
Yeah.
So, just to recap, Stilgar has said, "We await your orders, Lisan al-Gaib." Paul takes a moment to himself to think, contemplative as fuck, as I said yesterday, and he says, "Lead them to paradise," which is a fucked up thing to command.
Yeah. But what has Dune taught us, if anything? That Paul's a fucked up guy.
Yeah. He's basically telling the Fremen, force them to bend the knee or they will be killed.
Go do a genocide.
Yes, go do a genocide. And Paul's jihad has officially begun here.
Holy war.
Holy war. Sorry, holy war.
Yeah, we can't say jihad in a movie.
Yeah, that's very fair. I mark this as the starting point
of
the holy war.
Yeah.
I think this is the clear, definitive. This is where it begins.
Yeah. Well, we know that because later on in this minute, we're gonna know for sure.
So the crowd, they are fucking hyped.
Lisan al-Gaib. Al-Gaib.
Yeah. Stilgar closes his eyes as he just kind of like soaks in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Oh, this is everything I've ever wanted." Oh, he's so happy. Then we cut outside. We leave the room. We're done with the fight officially.
Yep.
We cut outside, and the Fremen are marching towards ships. Presumably the former at this point, Emperor's ships.
The former Sardaukar transport ships, of which there were 26. And then some of them got destroyed because Shai Hulud. So we don't know how many actually survived. But there's enough that all of the Fremen are just pouring into these ships. And who else is leading them into these ships towards jihad?
Stilgar is among them.
Stilgar himself.
Stilgar's among them. He turns and he issues some commands and encouragements, and he's hyping people up for getting on. There's cat hair floating around me. Sorry. He's hyping people up for getting onto these ships.
Yep.
And this is where we get to see Great Beard Guy again.
We do.
He's got a fucking rocket launcher strapped to his back.
Yep.
I want a 4-episode miniseries just on that guy.
On Great Beard Guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so cool.
One of the real MVPs of this movie, honestly.
Right.
We love a consistent background actor.
Yeah. And we can hear Lisan al-Gaib chant throughout this big crowd, and we get a kind of an overhead shot where the camera kind of cranes up, and there are thousands and thousands of Fremen out here.
Yeah.
Just tons.
And we're watching the ships begin to take off from the planet and head towards the Great House's ships up in orbit.
Yeah.
And
these ships, I don't know if we talked about it when the Sardaukar were landing, but they're very Atreides-coded ships, just chrome.
Yes and no.
They look
We
very
did
similar.
talk about
Okay.
it. They're similar in that they're way more geometric than Harkonnen ships are, but it's a different style of geometry for the ships. The Harkonnen stuff is a little more, or sorry, the Atreides stuff is a little more brutalist with like big flat walls on the sides of the ships.
Okay.
Whereas these are more like, I don't want to say ornate, but they're more complex with like a bunch
Sure.
of smaller panels that make semi-rounded but also like flat surfaces.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to imagine that aerodynamics is probably not their first concern with these ships.
Nah.
They're spaceships.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they come into land on the surface of planets, but they spend most of the time in space.
Yeah.
Anyways, so
As long as it's good enough to navigate inside of a Highliner, who cares?
right. Where do we go from here? Oh, we see a shot of the palace, and Jessica is standing alone in.
We see a tower that we've never seen before.
Okay, I was trying to place where this was. I just assumed it was a part of the Arakeen Palace that we just haven't visited or whatever. But
I would assume it's in Arakeen, but
yeah, it is a part that we've never really spent much time on.
this tower is specific to this scene, and we watch a ship rise in front of it, and we're seeing the heat waves, so like everything is super distorted. But we can see a single person standing on this balcony of this tower, and we know it's Jessica because she's got her big red boxy dress and everything.
Yep.
And then we
Smash cut, internal POV.
Yeah, internal POV inside of the room with like a nearly fully grown baby.
Yep.
And Alia's whispering, I guess. I don't know what other word to do.
Maybe it's more telepathy.
Sure.
Maybe this is where the telepathy came from.
Maybe. But also,
We didn't really, whatever. Okay, we're not going to rehash that.
what is happening, Mother? Your brother attacks the great houses. The holy war begins.
Cowards.
Call
Say
it
the word.
a fucking jihad.
Say
It's
the
what
word.
it is. Dune, Messiah, Paul's jihad.
Doesn't jihad literally translate to holy wars?
Yeah.
Or
Well, it's
close enough.
struggle, but
Okay. Just say the word.
yeah.
Say the word. Anyways. So we cut to a shot of the ship ascending, or one of the ships ascending into the air, and we get to see Chani enter into the frame, looking up at it. And as the camera kind of comes into focus, we see that there are dozens of ships up in the air, making their way out of the atmosphere. Mm-hmm. Now, I couldn't tell if... Now, obviously, these are the Imperial ships flying off from the surface. But are they flying up to the Great House's ships?
That's what I was gathering. It seemed like they were going to meet them in orbit and then go do a little jihad on those ships before they continue doing a little more jihad elsewhere.
Okay. Because if I were these Great Houses, all of them,
Yeah.
I would have skedaddled on back to
Gotten
that
the
Highliner.
fuck out of Dodge.
Well, you don't even have to get out of Dodge. You just have to get onto the Highliner because, like the Continental Hotel and John Wick, no business on hotel grounds.
Yeah. Yep.
That's a rule. So you don't have to go far. The Highliner's still got to be there.
Yeah. I don't know the rules. Like, are you allowed to call base once you make it to the Highliner?
No, yeah, that's explicitly one of the rules. No, I think
would the guild be like, oh no, you're actively being chased, so you can't just like be a little bitch and hide in here.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Because hey, you're paying for it. Get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Right?
I suppose so.
But yeah, maybe.
But we won't know in Denis' movie because Denis doesn't bother to, acknowledge the guild other than the one time in part 1 that we saw guild members.
Right. Well, we'll get there. Maybe we'll get some more in part 3.
Messiah?
Yeah, part 3.
I'm still so fucking...
I know you are. Okay, so Johnny continues to walk. She's got hooks and thumper in hand. She picks her spot. She extends the thumper spike, and she begins to insert it into the ground as the minute comes to an end. So she has exited the room. She's getting away from Arakeen.
Exit stage left. She's not getting away. Well, she's getting away from Arakeen, but not from Arrakis, unlike the rest of the entirety of the Fremen.
Right. Probably not the entirety. You'd have to imagine there would still be some.
Some, but she's very clearly by herself here. Like, she's not.
Yeah. You know, I kind of want to know what, like, logistically, if all the Fremen go off to do a little jihading.
For fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
Who is going to take over spice production after this?
Yeah. Because it's still very much needed.
It is, yes. And we we get, like, Paul uses obviously a bunch of Fremen, but he starts to, like, take over other groups and conscript them into his army.
Yeah.
After that. So it's like, I don't know. It's very strange. So anyways, I hope that they spend a good 45 minutes of part 3 talking about just the logistics.
Logistics and economics?
Yes, logistics and economics of a jihad. Because I'm sure there's a lot that goes into it. And truthfully, I would eat that shit up. It's not a bit. I would eat that shit up.
Yeah. I don't know. I know Brian wrote a book that explains what happens.
Do you know this, or are you assuming?
No, I know that he wrote a book. I refuse to read it.
Okay.
Because it's Brian, you know. Maybe not the best. Anyways,
It's not a place for Brian hate here. I'm just slowly taking an opposite stance on this with you.
okay.
It's totally unjustified. I haven't read them either, and I don't want to. So,
I've read his forwards in the more recent, like, publishings of Dune and his afterwards. And if his book writing is like how he writes his forwards and afterwards, no thank you.
all right, fair enough.
Anyways, we have one more episode to talk about.
We do. We're going to wrap this up tomorrow. We are going to talk about the movie a little bit. And, John, I don't know if you've noticed.
There's a giant box looming over.
Just like Paul loomed over the Emperor, there's this big old box that's been looming behind you for the past week and a half.
So we get to open that one tomorrow too.
And, yeah, a little gift for you. So
All right.
there's a tease for the folks. And let's get back tomorrow so we can open up these gifts and wrap up this movie.
Let's do it. In the meantime, you can find the Dune Minute online. We are on Blue Sky at duneminute.com, and you can email duneminute@gmail.com if you'd like to get in touch with us. We'll be back tomorrow with our final episode of this season of the Dune Minute.
See you then.